Hello, this is Gene Thorpe, Little Red Rooster TV, and I'm here today with a very interesting guitar. Iconic, actually. I don't know why it didn't take over the whole world. This is a Ibanez AM50 Stagemaster guitar. They were only made in artist series, only made in 1983 and 1984, made in Japan. And what we're finding out as we look back in retrospect on guitars, some of the finest guitars in the world were built in Japan, like Toyota, Lexus, and all of that in the car industry. Ibanez, Washburn, some of the guitars that were made in Japan and Yamaha for that matter, are just some of the finest guitars in the world. This particular series, I've talked before about how some of the American brands weren't holding up. In the early 80s and late 70s, Gibson Guitar Company was owned by a company called Norland, and the Norland brand was more into just counting money and making money than actually building a really good instrument. And so Ibanez came along, and they were sued by Gibson because they made a model of a Les Paul guitar, they made a model of a Flying V, they made an Explorer model of Gibson brands, and they just turned out to have better tone woods, finishes, and all of that type of thing because during those years, a lot of the best wood was being shipped over to Japan so that they could build guitars and ship them back to us. And the American companies, not all of them, but they just didn't even care about it as much as some of the people that were really into building fine guitars. So the Ibanez brand is one of my favorite brands. And this is actually built back in a day. I don't know if you can see inside of the sound hole, but it's actually signed by one of the designer builders. It has humbucking pickups, as would a Les Paul. The body shape is that of a 330 or a 335 Gibson, but miniaturized almost to the size of a Les Paul. And I can't really remember if back in 83 and 84, if Gibson had yet built the smaller model that they use now that's kind of like a miniaturized 335 guitar. But this one plays incredibly. It's got a neck that's similar to the 1960 model Gibson Les Paul. It's a little bit smaller and very comfortable, very easy to play. So if you're ever out and about and you're at a garage sale or you're at a music store and you see an Ibanez guitar that has this kind of a almost antique violin finish, this type of a bridge, like if you take a look at this bridge and were to compare it, I'll put a picture of a regular Gibson Tune-o-matic bridge. This thing is much heavier, much denser. The way these were built, and if you were to pick up a Gibson and pick this up, you would see that this feels so substantial and solid. And so this particular guitar is another guitar that belongs to Johnny Patton, or Johnny brought it over. I'm not sure, what the history of it. I think he got it from one of his great musician friends here in the Sacramento area. But these are great guitars. If you ever can wind up with an Ibanez artist of any kind, grab it. So this is Gene Thorpe, Little Red Rooster TV, signing out.